Hey, beautiful people, it's your girl Primrose, that 70s baby over here on Primroze Ave The Podcast with my co-host, Miss Michelle Gracie, that straight out of 96 baby.
Hey, y'all.
So we're just super excited to be here today. And just the intro about what Primrose Avenue, the podcast, is about. We are on a mission to bridge the gap between the generations. We are on a mission to connect women, young ladies on a different level, more intimately, to get back to a place of trust. And it's been a long road coming, and I'm super excited because with all the learning and the growing and the doing that we're doing, we are both, I see it, the elevation is happening. I know for myself, I'm connecting with a different type of people. I am being supported. Like I am being seen, I'm being heard, I'm being loved on and supported. And it's an amazing feeling. So that's really what the podcast is really, the Primrose Avenue podcast is all about. It's connecting with women across the nation, across the globe, really, because this isn't about my city, for as much as I love my block, because that's where shit's happening. I want to get up off my block and have people come on my block that wouldn't normally be there. We're all about health and healing, living our life how we see fit, not some structure that we have, seen based on social media or what's in the news or some celebrity's lifestyle. We can create what we want for our lives. We can rewrite our story every single day.
Yes.
And you have so many women who are suffering in silence, living as if they just exist and that they can't live. And I know I did it for a very long time, the whole survival game. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important to me to connect with women on a different level, to let them know, hey, look, you can be loved, you can be supported, you can be cherished, and you have gifts, whatever that is. Because see, a lot of us are sitting on gifts and we have no idea of the abundance that we're just sitting on.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just a little bit real quick about who we are to our audience, because we don't want them to come in here trying to guess anything about us. This is not a guessing game. This is about being transparent, being vulnerable, and I'm going to just tell them what kind of fucked up I am. I'm Primrose. I'm 48 years old, mother of two, grandmother of two wonderful grandbabies. I'm a dope-ass female, and I'm so thankful for this part in my life because I finally accept that and I believe it. It's not about my feelings. It's about what I believe about who I am as a person and what I have to contribute to the world. It's my story. I'm not like you. I'm not the author. You get what I'm saying? So this is how I get to write my book. I'm going to verbalize it.
Verbalize. I'm about to say you are in a way.
In a way.
It's on audio.
I'm an orator.
It's on audio. Like that's, you get what I'm saying? You are an author. You're telling your story, but just in a different way. With audio. That's why we got audio.
Exactly. I'm an orator. Because look, my attention span was for anybody who could sit down and write it. And I actually did it, but it was just it was real cut and dry. And I wrote my book to try not to hurt and involve other people.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're talking about your story, it's not telling their story. It's telling mine as I saw it.
As you saw it.
And so I left a lot of stuff out. So with this podcast, I'm going to be extremely transparent. I'm going to dig very, very deep. I'm going to, and this is not about, don't get it twisted about nobody telling their business.
Yeah.
This is about talking about the things and I know that I'm not special in the sense that I'm not the only one who has gone through it. But somebody else needs to hear what I went through, how I got through it, what I went through at the time, because some of that shit I still ain't get over or get through. I don't even know it yet. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what this is. It's going to come up. You know what I mean? And so I want to connect with women. And this is not about race or social class or economics. This is about women who want to live, as that popular phrase goes, their best life. And the way to do that is to live in the now and accept that you are just an amazing person and you have so much to offer the world in spite of what the world has told you. So Miss Michelle Gracie, would you like to tell our audience with, who you are and why you're here?
Yeah, so I am Michelle Gracie. I am the co-host of this lovely podcast on Primrose Avenue. And I am a daughter, a sister, an aunt, and just a woman that's living her dream, living out my purpose in this very moment. That's who I am. I'm living in my dream. I'm not chasing my dreams anymore. They're not far from me. They're right here.
Right there.
They're right here. I touch them. I touch it every
What?
day.
What?
I touch it every day.
Right.
I wake up in it. I bathe in it.
Yeah, as you should. Breathe it in. Inhale the good. Exhale. Like, because with this process I'm learning, and as we're growing, even as we're struggling to get our audio perfected, it's a process.
But I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm so proud of you that you just you're going,
keep pushing.
You keep pushing, because we're gonna run into more things, but you're like, we're gonna figure it out. Right. You know, you're committed.
Oh, absolutely.
You're dedicated to the journey and the process, and you put in that work. When you came in today, you was like setting up the sound. I was just like, well, go ahead. I was just looking at you like,
yeah, we gotta do this.
I was just like, okay, you about to host many more podcasts at this point, because you was on the road with but it was so exciting to see you in that element, because you was like, yeah, I got my stuff ready. Right. You showing up with your part. You know, you're not showing up with like, oh, I'm not prepared. Yeah. No, you're prepared. You're prepared to come with what you have. You're prepared to learn, and you're just ready. Yeah, and I'm just so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. It's amazing to see, and I'm glad I get to witness it from the bottom,
firsthand. Like, you are like, here. We're gonna have y'all don't even get it. We're gonna have so many amazing, funny stories to tell down the road about this process that we have been in for quite some time. You know, putting in that effort to figure things out and also live our lives. You know, because at the end of the day, right now, my house, and it's so weird. Weird, but it's so ironic that your house and my house are kind of in the same shape right now. Because we are moving. We're in transition. We're in transition, right?
Spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, all of it.
You know what I'm saying? All of it. And my house is indicative of, that's representative of where I am on the inside. See, people can't see the inside up at first.
Yeah.
At first.
They see your representative.
You get what I'm saying? So when I go home and I done tore carpet off the floor and I done tore things apart, it's progress to me. It's uncomfortable because I don't like stuff not being in, I like shit to be in its place, But at the same time, I am so thankful because this represents growth. This says this is where I am right now, and it's okay. And that's one of the things this isn't about showing up with your best look, putting no makeup on. This is about being able to show up exactly as you are. That's a part of this. That's a part of the healing journey. We don't have to put on a facade for anybody. And believe me, these conversations are going to go deeper. They're going to get raw. There's going to be some emotional involved, but we're never going to dwell on something that happened 55, 65 years ago. We can talk about it. We can say, what experiences or what happened as a result of some things and why we might believe. But the main goal and what we're setting out to do is to talk the language of healing. You get what I'm saying?
And healing, like even with your house and you getting your house together, but getting your house together is so dope about how I'm about to intertwine. Getting your house together requires you for it to get ugly.
Yeah.
For tearing apart.
Yeah.
But your house, your
inside. Yeah. Because it gets ugly. Yeah.
Your temple, healing is ugly.
Ugly. Yeah. It don't feel good either.
It don't feel good. It's not all rosy and la la land. It gets ugly. You be in here crying and you don't even you get triggered and you like, oh my God, this reminded me of something when that happened when I was a child. It gets ugly and you gotta face it's ugly, but it's beautiful. At the same time because you was like, you get to fall apart.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be. Healing requires you to be vulnerable and to fall apart. You gotta fall into pieces because you carried this facade for so long that you were okay and you really wasn't.
Inside you're crumbling.
And you're crumbling, so it has to come out of you. Absolutely. It has to come out of you. Like whatever, and it just, I know for me, when I started my healing journey back in 2017, man, it looked crazy. But it was just like, I didn't care what it looked like. I knew where it was going to look like in the end. I knew where I was going. I was like, I'm taking the time to heal. I gotta heal. I gotta break these curses. I gotta, I gotta change my mindset. And it got really ugly. It got like, I'm like living out my car and living with my cousin, and you get what I'm saying. And mind you, even though my mom put me out, that was a blessing because I was able to grow up. I was able to grow and heal because. For one, you can't heal where you got sick at. The same places that you got sick at, you cannot. You have to go.
You gotta go.
You have to go. And like when that, it was like, that was my permission.
Right.
Like, go heal.
Yeah.
Don't even, you get what I'm saying? Don't even worry about how you going. Everything was provided for me. I spaced to heal. I went out all the way out Laurel, living with my god sister. Shout out to her. Like, I healed. Like, I took time to heal. And a lot of people don't even have that opportunity because they have to get up. They have responsibilities. They have to get up and work. They have to take care of their kids. So
that's on a back burner for real.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so
on the back burner.
Healing is not even a priority because you have so many responsibilities. But I hope when they come to this podcast, this is their time to heal.
And the cycle of healing, my belief is that it's perpetual, right? Because practically on a daily basis, we go through things that we have to heal from. Right now, I have a boss, right?
You have a what?
A boss, like my boss at work. I work a 9 to 5,
okay.
right? And so my boss, he just, again, I'm human, and I don't like making errors. And I'm not about dropping the ball, but I'm the type of person, I got to figure out, well, what was I thinking when I did that? So, because I don't want this shit to happen again. He doesn't get that. So in his mind, oh, you are pulling, you're dropping the ball. And it's like, you don't want to hear it, but this is my process. And it's okay. So now that I know if I fuck up, okay, I fucked up. Let me see how I can fix it. But see, from the company that I used to be with, I was in the position to fix it. I've never been micromanaged this way before in my life. And it hinders me. But you said a very important word that is going to be extremely important to my mission. And that is, I believe if I didn't say it in the beginning, it is my mission for my own personal self, outside of connecting with other women and honoring other women and getting in this space with other women, and we can learn to trust each other again. One of the reasons for this podcast being done right now is because I am on a mission to change my mind. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the color I like or anything like that. I'm talking about reconditioning, getting all that shit out of there that's been there for so long that became beliefs that were actual lies about myself. You get what I'm saying? And so for me, this is a mission. This is how I'm going to save myself. I am going to dispense the lies, the shame, the guilt that I've carried for so long for stuff that I had no control over. You get what I'm saying? And when we talk about topics, it's not like, and that's why it is so funny, because remember we were trying to come up with a name, and it was like, for me, and this is just coming to me a few days ago, like the name isn't as important as what's going to be happening on this podcast. This is what it is. And putting a name on it might put it in a box. And we don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? The walls are down. The box is open. We're out the box on the topics that we speak about. It's not like we're going to be random. We are going to be very deliberate in
intentional
our lives and how we're living our lives, what we're dispensing to other people. And this mission to change my mind is going to be pivotal in not only gaining success the way I see it, but keeping it and keeping myself in a place of good mental health. Because with poor mental health, you can function, but you are always malfunctioning. So we're going to connect with some ways to get maintenance for that good mental health, because a lot of people, like, they get, we were talking the other week at Dave's, and Jordan put a really good point up, like, people get maintenance confused with self-care. Going to the nail salon is maintenance. Going to the hairdresser is maintenance. But going to speak to a therapist or your pastor or guidance counselor or whatever, that's self-care, because you're able to get some things out. Or going to get a massage, or taking a run, or riding a bike. That's self-care. preparing your own meals. That's self-care. Why? Because you know what's going into your food. Running out to get some. And sometimes self-care is having it made for you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it is so many.
But just making sure you eat.
Exactly.
Because people are running. I remember I used to only eat once a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. But
it's okay. But make it count.
But also, like, but I was always tired. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I wonder why I'm always tired. It's because I didn't have any energy. Yeah. Like, I'm not, for one, the reason why I wasn't eating because I wasn't even putting myself first.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Right. But you want to eat. I've been there.
I'm not going to take the time out to feed myself.
Yeah.
And so self-care is putting yourself first.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I agree. And ultimately, when we start to really, truly put ourselves first, it's going to be some people that have been depending on us to put them first for a long time. Ooh. And they're going to be mad.
Oh, yep.
They're going to be mad. But you got to let them feel how they feel. Because you know what? Feelings ain't facts. And they'll get over it. And if they don't, they don't belong. You don't deserve them. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They certainly don't deserve you. Mm-hmm. If they can't see that, hey, that's why, people will fall apart. You get what I'm saying? People will just lose it. And they wonder why people will just lose it. Because they don't even know. Nobody's supporting that. The kids want to be first. And the husband want to be first. And the mother want to be first. And the boss want to be first. And the best friend want to be first. But like yesterday, it was a self-care day for me. I'm in a space of cleansing, right? Mm-hmm. So I was not going to rush to do anything. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I did it. Mm-hmm. I painted. I really didn't answer phone calls. When I saw it, I was very brief of what I responded back to because that was my time. It wasn't my time to talk to anybody. It wasn't my time to solve nobody's problem. It was just for me to do exactly what I wanted to do. I told you I'm remodeling the house, so I'm doing some of the things to cut costs on my own. Mm-hmm. I don't have it like that. And even if I did, I still like being in the process. Mm-hmm. It just so includes this part of the process is me doing some of the labor too. You know what I mean? And that's cool.
Can't skip the labor.
Can't skip the labor, So that's where I am. And that was self-care to me. And I woke up 5:00 this morning feeling, what Jill Scott said in that song, fresh, blessed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I had a good night's sleep. I did everything I wanted to do. Self-care. I'm not drinking for the next 30 days. Mm-hmm. That's self-care because you need a break. I'm not eating any red meat. Probably not even chicken, because when I cleanse, I try to do as much fruits and vegetables. That's self-care. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Because ultimately we do a lot. We rushing around, we going here, we doing it, and we're not taking care of ourselves, and I'm not trying to shame nobody for eating at McDonald's, but.
No, okay, yeah. But my question is, why are we rushing? Why do we feel like we don't have that much time?
Because when they because we're always the clock. The clock is ever present, right?
Yeah.
Now, I heard on the radio the other day, and it was so profound. I don't know who this person is. It was just something. It was an ad for something. But the person, I think it was a politician. She said, time is neutral. You can either be destructive with it or constructive. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's dope. So, all right, from sun up to sundown, you got to commit to a frame of time to accomplish some things. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we don't plan it out, or we plan it out in our head and we get distracted. So wait a minute, this is only going to take 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes turns into an hour according to the clock, the time clock, right? So now in your mind, you starting to race because you know that you had told yourself, hey, look, 5 minutes, right? So 5 minutes then turn into an hour. And now guess what you're doing? You're rushing because in your mind, I don't have the time. When you do.
You do.
It's just that we put these constraints on ourselves based on the sun up to sundown, sundown to sunset, sunset to sunrise.
Sometimes I'm getting ideas 3:00 in the morning.
It's been happening.
You get what I'm saying? Like, or I'm waking up 6:00 in the morning. I'm just like, all right. Or sometimes I can't even go to sleep. I plan to go to sleep at a decent time, and I can't get there. I can't go to sleep. I'm just like, all right, God, what you trying to tell me? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you want.
How can I use this time more constructively?
Yeah, like what you trying to tell? Because obviously, I can't. My body can't shut down. And then, like, you just listen to yourself. Mm-hmm. You yourself will tell you when the time is right. Mm-hmm. When the time, and your body will tell you. Mm-hmm. Like with this move, When I tell you this is spirit led, ain't nothing physical about this. How I'm moving right now, and I'm looking at, girl, you got like 3 more weeks. How you going to get an RV in 3 more weeks? I say, I don't know, but it's already taken care. It's already done.
Yeah,
it's already done. And every time I wake up, I look at myself. I look at my room. I was like, man, this is a crazy idea. I ain't selling no furniture. And I get up and start cleaning the furniture to be sold. And I'm like, it's an outer body. That's why I said this is spirit led. Like I'm moving I'm in the spirit realm at this point because how I'm moving doesn't match my mind and what I'm thinking or my physical, what I want to do. Because what I want to do, I'm going to just sit here and then post on Instagram where I'm comfortable and try to get the book. So no. God said, get out there. They're not going to see your face if you don't go.
Go, yeah. They're
not going to know who you are if you don't go.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, and I'm having an out of body. I'm in the spirit realm. So when you see me, when it looks crazy, and when you see me packing and stuff and selling furniture online, it's going to look a little weird. Like, what's she doing? I'm in the spirit. I'm in the spirit realm.
And it doesn't matter what question. And guess what? This is what I always try to tell people, right? It's okay to ask me questions, but please be prepared for the answer. Because see, the answer might be, that's really none of your concern, but I'll have you a story to tell in so time. Yeah. Because see, a lot of times along the way, people try to, get into where you are, and what you don't even realize is the negativity that they're throwing at your goals, your hopes, your dreams. And then they will put seeds of doubt. Yeah. So what I'm doing might not look good to you. And it's okay. So the people that are here for the journey, or the behind the scenes stuff, who your support system are. You know what I mean? But you ain't got to talk to everybody about everything because at the end of the day, I don't care what this looks like to you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I know what I'm doing and what my goals are. You feel me?
And I'm not controlled. To go back to say, speaking of time, I got about 3 to 4 weeks until we start heading out, and I have nothing. But time means nothing if you're putting in the movement. You will. It's already done, so you're just catching up. Yeah. It's already. It doesn't matter what time. Time is. I'm a believer. God works in and out of time. So. He's the author of time. It doesn't like his time. Like it's in his word. Like a 1 day is 1,000 years to God, and 1,000 years is 1 day. Right. It don't mean nothing. Like it don't mean nothing. These 24 hours. These are man-made. Constraints. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I see the calendar. Right. I see the date. I see what it looks like. But sometimes. That's where miracles happen in the midst of contradictions. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. And what's so awesome about the process, because see, process breeds progress, breeds growth. Yeah. Wisdom. You've learned something. Now, the process that you're going through, no matter what, you won't go through the sale of your next book. The process will be totally different than this one. You won't have to go through all of the jumps and leaps and stuff that you're going through now, because now you're setting the foundation. You know what to do, and you're learning right now, right? And you're learning how to push through some stuff, like you said, get out of our comfort zone. This is me talking to people is extremely a place of comfort for me. However, on an intimate level, talking about things that impact my emotional well-being and making me vulnerable, allowing me to be vulnerable is not so comfortable. So the fact that I'm going to, and I'm not going to hold back on nothing. You get what I'm saying? I'm not here to make shit look pretty, because it ain't. And ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said before at the beginning, is that this isn't about the pretty part, and that comes through at the end, and it's gonna be some beautiful things happening right now. You feel what I'm saying? However, all of the ugly, traumatic experiences that I have had in my life that has led me to this place right here, it was all worth it. Because what if my life were this silver spoon? Because I can remember I was like, God, if you love me, why didn't you give me rich parents? You know what I'm saying? Little dumb shit like that. So it's like, but it was a thought nonetheless. I'm not going to diminish my thoughts. And so this fairy tale that I had in my mind It's like, get over it, girl. Get over it and live. You don't have to be in a ulterior universe imagining things. You have the power to make shit happen by your words and your deeds and who you associate yourself with, right? So as I am going and maneuvering through life presently, I'm doing so very intentionally. I was talking to my cousin the other week. She was doing my hair. And she was like, yeah, I'm very intentional. The guy that she's dating is trying to take her through some stuff. And she's like, I do not make anything complicated. If you say something, and that's how I've been. Like, I don't read into stuff with people. I don't try to figure it all out by if you said no, okay. You ever tell somebody no, say, but why? Just because I said no. And I have a right to, right? So people don't like that. That you're deliberate, that you're not going to. I don't like drama in my life. I like to have fun. I like to be loved. I like to love on those around me. I like to experience new things. But the one thing I don't like is drama. When people just want to be mad about stupid. All right, I'm not even going to call it stupid or silly to them, but to me, I don't want to get tied into those kind of things. I'm past that. I'm too intelligent to get caught up in why somebody don't like me. If I said something that you found to be offensive, it's okay to just say that you have a right to your feelings.
Yes, you do.
Right? But here's what I'm talking about. If your feelings led you to believe that I'm intentionally disrespectful to you, or I'm intentionally dismissive, or I am intentionally disregarding you, then please, by all means, come to me. Don't come to me with your feelings. Come to me with what you believe. Hey, look, what you believe caused me to feel, what you said the other day caused me to feel some kind of way. And I started to believe this about you. Can you sort that for me?
Oh, I like
You see what I'm saying? Don't come to me with your feelings. I got too many of my own. Come to me with your beliefs. So if what I said hurt your feelings, process, and then come to me with what you believe. Because feelings aren't facts. Because you could be feeling this right now, and 10 minutes from now, you're going to be feeling something totally different.
I like that.
You see what I'm saying?
Communication
absolutely
is key.
And come to me in love. Don't come to me. It's okay for you to combative, because you're not going to get anywhere with me. Yeah. I'm A-type personality. I fight back.
Good.
So please don't come to me with that. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me put a wall back. And instead of us actually getting somewhere, we've now, we back with one shoulder looking at each other out that left eye.
And it's all because of what? Miscommunication.
Or you not
communicating at all.
Either that or you staying in your feelings.
Oh, jeez. I've done that. I've done that.
We all have.
I've done that.
Why do you think I can say that?
What you said, I need to write it down. What you said again? What you said? You said,
I said,
what you did caused me to believe this, and I just wanted to sort out that belief.
Well, no. The belief stems from a lot of people. This is what happens. We get an emotional attachment to something, whether it be trauma, whether it be non-trauma based love, or something allows us an emotional attachment, which causes feelings.
Yeah.
Right? And that thing that caused that feeling happened once. And you get a chance to process it, and then you go into your feelings because you have experienced hurt feelings, right? Or you feel insulted. And most time people are insulted is because their ego is sitting right out there in front. So they have no humility. So, of course, every little thing insults them. And they're in their feelings about it. So what I said was, don't come to me with your feelings. Come to me with what you believe about what I did or said. This caused me, my feelings to be hurt. And I was hurt, and I processed it. And I was, still feeling some kind of way. So I started to believe that you were intentionally disrespecting me. Come to me with your beliefs, not your feelings. And then I can deal with that. And I can break that down. Because if you come to me with feelings, I am a firm believer. Feelings ain't facts. So I might say something to you like, well, see how you feel about that tomorrow. Because now you're developing a belief about how you felt about one little incident. And people will get one little... Because you could be in your zone. You could be doing something. Somebody come and ask you a question. For some reason, people seem to want my attention. Right? And I be thinking like... And I'm talking about on a professional level. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like... Well, if if I just answered the question, why isn't that good enough? No, they want me to coddle them. I'm not the coddling type. Ask my kids. So when you come to me with that, it's like, I'm going to answer and then I've moved on from it. And you're sitting there stewing in it. Why? Except that I answered your question, but you want more. So now I'm not being fair to you, or I'm picking on you, or something like that, because I addressed it and I moved on from it.
Oh, why do you sound like the situation I just had? Oh my God. Because I'm like, I want to still talk about it. And it's like, but we moved. Or
I answered your question. Now here I go. Do you have another question?
And I'm just like, well, no, I still want to talk about the first question. I want to, oh my gosh. I literally just had this, and it's just like, instead of communicating how you suggested, I literally sat there and didn't communicate for days. And over those last couple of days, I had so many beliefs that formed up in my head about that one person. They're mean. They don't really like me. They don't care. I am robbing myself of clarity.
Yeah.
The more I didn't communicate.
Yeah.
And I
because where was you at?
Huh?
Where was you at?
What? When?
During this process.
Home.
Other than that, what you take with you all the time? Your feelings.
Oh yeah,
I was in your feelings.
I was in my feelings. Yeah. I really wasn't. I'm just like, and the more days went by that I didn't express myself and get clarity and get understanding, and then when I finally did it was just like, no, I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
That's not how. That wasn't my intentions. It just, I'm like, yo, communication just makes everything feel better. Like
it sorts things out.
Yeah.
And this is another thing about communication. And I'm going to go a step further with communication. Yes, communication is key. However, when a person does not comprehend and is not open to the reality of what your answer is, that's going to cause some problems.
Yeah.
So they're going to take that as opposed to saying, well, you know what? I'm a little bit confused about your answer. Let me take some time to process it so that I try to gain some more. Or I have another question to help me understand what you just said. They're just going to be mad at the person as if that, and you're robbing yourself, because see, a lot of times we rob ourselves of really good people off of one minor misunderstanding. We do, and at the end of the day, it's okay. Like I said, we are free to show up as we are, right? But here's the kicker. If it is not kind, if it is not productive, if it is not constructive, if it is not edifying, and if it's not encouraging, either yourself or somebody else, motivating, same way, yourself or somebody else, and or loving. If I haven't said that, I'm going to say it again. Is it really worth your time? Because see, and we're going to get to that later on down the road as far as trauma is concerned. As a matter of fact, I think the next session we're going to deal with, we're going to touch bases with trauma
and can we do
the
trauma
impact.
Trauma responding.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I want to get to that because see, what happens is anything can be a trauma depending on who you're talking to. Say you ran across a road rager while you're driving and you had your window down and you was all peaceful and you did something that you were totally unaware of, right? To another driver somehow, cut them off or whatever. You just didn't even realize it. And that person pulls up next to you and they get to yelling and screaming. They catch you off guard because you and your Zen plays listening to your music, and they just pull up beside you, and next thing you know, they going off. And you like, what the hell? And you that can be traumatic because you have no idea. I don't even know this person, as a matter of fact.
I don't even know what they're about to do.
And right, exactly. So the intensity of that moment, and they drive off or you drive off and you get away and your heart's pounding and you get into your, you might be going to work or you might be going home or wherever you get to. And you're like, oh my God, you get to going over all this shit that could have happened. Now you're traumatizing yourself. right?
You,
he could have killed me. He could have rear-ended me. He could have cussed me out. He could have shot me. He could have busted my window. And you go through all the things and say, you know what? I ran into a road rage. Not sure why. Thankfully, it turned out the way it did. And move on from it. And then you're going to get to calling people.
Oh, my God.
Girl, I was on the highway on 695 at the light. Oh, that only makes sense. There are no lights on 695.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. This is my world.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
it. There's a light on 695. So I was on 695 and this guy, and he could have killed me. I was so scared. Oh, my God. And it's like, that didn't happen.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? That did not happen.
Oh my gosh.
You see what I'm saying? That didn't happen. But what did happen is you got to your destination safely. You got shook up a little bit, dusted off, breathe in, and just think back. Well, it could have been something. So let me just be more mindful when I'm in traffic about maybe, because I don't know what that was about. And I'm not going to spend too much time on there.
While
but we
meditate,
do it every day.
While we meditating on
it's
that.
not productive.
It's not,
You know what I'm saying? It's not
and then we
fruitful.
calling
and then we call people,
coming.
getting them in on a mess. Girl, do you know yeah, I swear it almost happened. What did Monica say? Almost, was that Brandy? Almost doesn't count.
Yeah. You said something. It's not fruitful.
Yeah.
Having conversations that's fruitful are important.
Absolutely. Maya Angelou said it best. Words are things. I never looked at words as things before. And they have power. Which is why I am adapting to the thought of belief. I don't hope it. I know it. I know it and I own it. Because you can hope all you want. But knowing something and believing in it and moving forward with it, that garners results. Because you can sit there, I just hope. That's just like wishing and dreaming. You know what I'm saying? So with this podcast, and we're gonna wrap it up in a few minutes, but with this podcast, we are going to explore so much about ourselves, the way we live, the world we live in. This podcast is not about pop culture. Not that, entertainers aren't an important part of our life, because who doesn't like to be entertained? I know I do. As a matter of fact, I loved the dancers at the gas. Loved them.
I sure did.
But this is no place to discuss why Cardi B is not with Off Migos or whatever, the guy from the group.
Offset.
Offset. Yeah, this is no place for that. You know what I'm saying? So, and no disrespect for that young lady. I love, kudos to her. Who would have thunk it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here she goes doing wonderful things in the industry. She got going on. Wonderful. I love that about her. I love those people who are succeeding on that level. That's not where we are. We want to connect with people. And we have to get out of these alternative lifestyles. Because it's an alternative lifestyle to be on Facebook trying to look rich and you go home broke.
Oh, yep.
That's an alternative life, and that's something else. That's another topic. Hey, see what I'm talking about? One thing just rolls in another, we're going to be touching bases, and we're going to be going back and forth, and we're going to be expressing. But what we're not going to do is stay in places that are not healthy for our well-being. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to move on from it. Because had I done that years ago, I promise you my life would probably be different, but who knows? But this is where I am right now. So just, to reiterate why we're here. We are here to bridge the gap between the generations and inspire the nations. Like it's not a game. And there are entities across this country and out of the country where women are getting together in small groups. We're gonna start bridging the gap between those groups even. You feel, because I want to connect with them all. You see what I'm saying? We need each other. We need each other. I can't say that enough. We got to learn how to trust each other. Now, with that being said, I know some sisters out there that's still wrecked.
Yeah.
Mentally. And they look fine until they start behaving and until they start talking. Then you realize, she not. Yeah. But you know what? She need me.
Oh.
Because I'm going to pull her in and put her around some people who can help. Now, I ain't no therapist.
Yeah.
That ain't my thing. Look, I drink too much sometimes, and this ain't about my life being perfect. I'm showing up how I am right now, because if I had waited till I got my life together, you would never hear from me.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? I've been putting this off for years because well, as long as I'm going to get my life together. You know what I'm saying?
God.
This is how I get my life together.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anything you want to say to the beautiful people before we wrap it up, Miss Gracie?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the journey.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the conversations. I'm excited for the conversations that we're going to have and that we're going to have with other people. And
the connections we're going to make.
Who knows, Cardi B might just come on our show one day.
How about that?
And have a deep, deep conversation.
Hold up. Let me tell you something about Miss Cardi B, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You know that song, and I don't know none of the rest of the words, but I like the part. It just resonated with me. Mm-hmm. Touch that little thing in the back of my throat. Hold up, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why, Primrose?
Because it gave me an idea. Well, why would she want somebody to touch that little thing in the back of her throat? I had to start thinking about that. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I had to make it happen to, experience it for myself.
Oh, God.
And honey, it communicates. It vibrates with other places. So thank you, Miss Cardi B, for putting that out there.
That's going to be another conversation. Another conversation.
Yes, Lord.
No, I'm excited, and I'm looking forward.
All right. So as we wrap this session of Primroze Avenue, the podcast, up with that 70s baby, Miss Primrose, and that Miss Michelle Gracie, straight out of 96, we just going to say, look, if you don't like it, if you don't love it, you will. You will. We on a mission, So let's hold hands. Let's talk. Let's start the conversations of sisterhood. Let's start those conversations, because clearly this a part of the mission of me changing my mind. And I say it as proper and profound as I can, because that is going to happen. I have got to get rid of all the lies that I've been told most of my life, and the things that I began to believe about myself because of what was happening on the outside. Mm-hmm. This journey of healing is a process, and it's perpetual. It doesn't happen overnight, and everything ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm looking to connect and win for me. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's how my story gets told, and I'm super, super excited about meeting people, connecting with people, developing this podcast into something that we can have people calling live, Q&As and stuff like that. Like we're in it for the long haul. And our subscribers are going to be that. Again, it's not about how much money you got in your pocket. It's not about whether you got degrees. It's not about, because, hey, look, I didn't live my degrees. I got a PhD in the school of life. Now I'm getting to get a master in saving me. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to get my masters, and whatever one come first. Because, see, I don't know. I really don't know. Hey, look, I went to junior college. It took me 10 years to get out of 2-year school. But I did it. I finished it. I didn't quit.
I didn't finish.
Hey, I did.
Yeah.
Look, I got a degree. Baltimore City Community College. Associate Arts degree. And it sits there. It's pretty fucking useless.
What you got a degree in?
Associate's degree, Business Administration.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And marketing is my focus. I fucking forgot.
Dang.
It wasn't that I was dumb, y'all. I wasn't dumb.
What?
I was just not focused. If I didn't like a professor, this is what they call it. You didn't quit, but you like disenroll, not disenroll. What you do to that class?
I don't know.
I forgot. Whatever. It shit has been too long. But I did that.
Wow.
And this is about getting back to, it's okay to have a 9-to-5 job and not be working at Walmart where you're making $100-something a week with $200 nails on. We got to stop doing that to ourselves. We're going to get to that in the money part later on down the road, which we talked it in the past, but we coming back around again. And this, like I said, we're going to both I'm going to continually, outside of this, meet with people because I need to grow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. The question came in my mind the other day. What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm 48 years old, and to a younger person that might seem like a silly question, but I'm becoming. You You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not grown up yet. You know what I mean? I can be childish. I do some shit. You know what I mean? Sometime, so let us take this journey together. And you get to it, and here in this space, we get to show up as we are. Yeah. And if we're not feeling good, we need to talk about that, because they're not facts. And we need to discover where those feelings come from, so we can push those, not push them aside, so we can get rid of them. So that, because if you don't deal with it, it's just going to come on back.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to wrap this thing up, and we're just so thankful for everybody who parked it on our street today.
Yes.
Because it's something is always going down on my block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Always.
So, what was it? What they say? What's that popular saying? Stay in your lane. I own the block, baby.
Ooh.
On that note,
I like that. Well, we about to get out of here. I'm about to drive off. Right?
And with a stick shifting back. I'm out here shifting gears. All right, y'all. Till the next time, we'll see you. Be loved. Be kind. Be kind to yourself first, and then to others.
Yep. All right. See y'all later.